Okay, so let's get into the workflow. And those of you who do thermoforming yourself or outsource it, this is the typical workflow. The only difference is that the large locations like Invisalign factory, they put some robotics in there and it decreased the amount of labor, but it takes a lot of capital investment. And they did that and they do it very well. So a typical process is scan and to treatment plan to the model generation, and then the printing of the model, post-processing of the model, blocking it out either digitally or manually, and you thermoform, and then you either manually cut it or use a CNC mill for those of you who have invested in those CNC mills, and then you do the buffing on the edge. So that's the typical thermoform workflow. And the big difference here is now you don't need to create those models. And even before we got Class 2 FDA, we were the first to get it. This was May 2022. And we did not market it as we had it back then because we were still working on the solution to make it simple. We were working with some partners to move teeth, but as far as offering a solution, we chose to launch it a year later. So I think that might be a little bit more into the window of LuxCreo. We are not rushing things to market. We are more stepped in our approach to delivering value. So when you're looking at the process here, you have scan, then a treatment plan. That's normal. But then what most treatment plans have been doing is exporting these dental models that you thermoform on. They don't actually export a clear aligner. We were the first to create a clear aligner software called LuxDesign. It was 3 years before we got FDA. We began to do this. What makes LuxCreo a little bit different than any other 3D printing company is we have a dedicated dental software team with dedicated tens of years of experience to deliver this product. It's not that we have some other kind of industry experience. We actually have decades of dental experience to create software for the digital transformation. So you take those models from the treatment plan, bring them into LuxDesign. LuxDesign within 3 to 4 minutes helps you automatically create the aligners throughout the treatment plan. When they go to print, they are automatically oriented, batched, and supported. There's no work to do. And then you go into the post-processing with 3D printing workflow. You do the cure, the wash and cure, and then trim. We have done some great work on inventing, but I'll get into that in a second. We have, as I mentioned before, the flexibility in the business model. So even though you have some same-day work that you want to do, or maybe you complete some of your patients' aligners, you produce them all yourself. As you're growing and differentiating in the market and you're growing your business, you may not have enough time. So this is an example of how you can outsource, and it's seamless. It's all on the same platform. Whatever you produce, the laboratory can produce equally, and vice versa. So you can have the flexibility of doing it yourself or outsourcing any of the stages at any time.